Welcome to Astrodology, the podcast that brings you knowledge, wisdom, and principles that can help you find the peace and comfort we all seek and deserve in our lives. Hello everybody, welcome back to this episode of Astrodology with Astrid. Oh, happy fall. It feels so good to be moving into fall weather. Like I've said before, I'm a fall baby, so I'm a little biased, just a tad, a smidge. But welcome to the new moon in Libra. That's what we're talking about today and how it will affect your astrological sign. Now, this new moon is a solar annular eclipse. An annular just means that there will be a ring around the sun when this eclipse happens. And this eclipse, this solar eclipse, will not happen again in the sign of Libra for 18 years. So this coming October 2nd at 11:49 a.m. Pacific time, we will have this solar eclipse new moon, and it begins at 9:50 a.m. Pacific time, but the peak is at around 11:49 a.m. And the fullness of the eclipse will be at 1:39 p.m. This is coming in at 10 degrees of Libra. So this energy, there's a lot of one energy. The 10th month, the 10th degrees, and then 11 is on deck because the entire day reduces to an 11. So 111 energy. This means that we start this fall season with a 1. New beginnings, fresh opportunity. So it's really great. This message or these messages on the signs this time, I like to try to pick up different sources. So this was some interesting source for how this lunation will affect your individual zodiac sign. It comes from St. George News. So let's get into how this lunation will affect you and your astrological sign. Remember, there are 3 days of the peak energy whenever new moon or full moon are on deck for you to capitalize on the peak energy, but you have 2 weeks to live in that energy. Let's talk about Aries. Aries, with this solar eclipse happening in your 7th house of partnerships, the next 6 months will be a time of revitalizing relationships, dear Aries. But it's not just amorous connections receiving a boost from this new moon. All relationships can benefit from this influence. It may be that you need to draw boundaries with some people, or you may need to strike a balance between the give and take in relationships. Potential soulmates could show up now. Taurus, this solar eclipse awakens major new beginnings in your 6th house of routine, health, and service, dear Taurus. With its Libran influence, this eclipse is largely about the relationship you have with yourself and the service you provide to others. If you have been neglecting your health for the sake of work or know you need to clean up some habits, this eclipse is bringing a powerful push in the right direction. And it may be that it's with the help of someone else that you're able to manifest these changes. Gemini, it's time to face what's been getting in the way of your joy, dear Gemini. This solar eclipse activates your sector of pleasure, which will likely have you questioning what it is that truly makes you happy. And this is meant to shake you out of the place of indecision regarding your dating life, children, creativity, and hobbies. It's time to take a leap of faith and trust that what is left behind now will be replaced by new forms of self-expression that will feel more aligned with your heart of hearts. Starting with a creative project now is particularly auspicious. Cancer, this solar eclipse is all about home, family, and your inner security, dear Cancer, which means that some of you could be moving across town or to another city sometime in the next 6 months. Part of this will entail discarding pieces of the past, which can feel especially difficult for the sentimental Cancer. Or it may be that the dynamic within your home is about to go through change, such as people moving out or people moving in. For others, this lunar energy could manifest itself on a deeper level where you finally address emotional blocks that are holding you back from establishing your own sense of peace. Leo, with this solar eclipse falling in your third house of communication, this could be a powerful time of closure, dear Leo. If there's been something weighing on your mind, especially in terms of a relationship, this eclipse could give you the nudge you need to say it. And it's through these airing out of thoughts and emotions that you begin to feel lighter and gain a fresh perspective. And this will be crucial for the change on the horizon, as this 6-month cycle is all about transforming the way you communicate, think, and connect with your community. Writing projects could flourish at this time. Virgo, you're striking out on a new path in terms of what you value, dear Virgo, as this solar eclipse triggers your second house of finances and self-worth. It's time to let go of outdated opinions of yourself that only succeed in dragging you down. As you build higher and self-esteem, the road ahead flickers with financial opportunities, and you could buckle down now and be intentional about growing your income. Just remember that true abundance comes from believing in yourself. Libra, this solar eclipse signals major transformation to who you are and is the final eclipse in your sign for about 8 years, dear Libra. This eclipse is sitting in your house of identity. It may be beneficial to reflect on what came up for you between October 2023 and March of this year, following the last solar eclipse in Libra. It may be that there's still some part of yourself that you're holding on to that needs to be let go. This next 6 months will be a highly self-focused period, which can feel a bit odds at times with the sign associated with the relationships, but it's crucial to stand assured in your selfhood. Scorpio, a powerful healing time awaits, dear Scorpio. With this solar eclipse falling in a hidden part of your chart, the next 6 months are all about clearing out unhealthy subconscious patterns. And with this sector of sky about endings, this indicates a highly transformative time of purging. Part of this could mean seeking professional help for a mental health concern, or clearing or cleansing your schedule of anything that has become psychologically draining. It will be easier to establish better coping mechanisms and also gain insights into what keeps you turning to self-soothe. Sagittarius, your social sector is about to get shaken up, dear Sagittarius, and it may be now that faded friends enter and false connections fade out. This could be a rather eye-opening 6 months that could feel a bit disheartening at times, as friends who you thought were close may distance themselves. It's important to keep the faith that the people who stay are meant to stay and the people who leave are meant to leave. And in the absence of those who stay, there will be room to nurture new connections, some of which have the potential to become irreplaceable bonds. Capricorn, with your 10th house career, reputation, and legacy under the influence of this solar eclipse, there could be someone about to enter your life who assists you in achieving a lifelong goal, dear Capricorn. But part of this may be about having to let go of being hyper-independent. It doesn't negate all your hard work to allow yourself to receive a bit of help from someone else. As such, be open to guidance during this 6-month period. A career change is possible for some. And Aquarius, an adventuresome 6 months chapter is opening for you, dear Aquarius, and it could feel that the road before you splits into multiple paths. You may have been feeling a bit shaken and stuck in your routine in recent weeks as work and health matters have taken center stage. But this solar eclipse is pushing you to embrace your spontaneous side and set out to explore the world in new ways. What's calling you? It's time to pick up the phone and take a leap of faith. Though you are a fixed sign, which denotes your stabilizing nature, you truly thrive in times of change. And Pisces, You're entering a deeply transformative 6-month cycle, dear Pisces, as this solar eclipse is occurring in your 8th house of intimacy, shared resources, and self-empowerment. But this house is also associated with the death/rebirth cycle, the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is a time of surrender. It is in letting go that you feel your power restored. If there have been ongoing power trips and you've been swimming upstream, it's now you'll finally feel yourself relax, release, and return to the rhythm of the water. Wow, those were some pretty concise and potent messages. I really, really love those. So this eclipse is coming 2 weeks after the full lunar eclipse in Pisces. And so I think some of the messages talk about the next 6-month period because eclipses are partners. So the next time we have an eclipse will be a lunar eclipse as we go into spring of 2025. So the idea is to see where you are today during this eclipse season, this solar eclipse, and then see in 6 months when we get to the next lunar eclipse how things have panned out for you. This eclipse is in the south node of Libra, and it's been in Libra since July of 2023. So this is a lunar eclipse that occurs in the Aries and Libra axis. So I hope you find that this eclipse time is very empowering, enlightening, because it's managed by the planet of Venus, or I say managed, but the home planet of Libra is Venus. So hopefully you feel a tsunami of love for yourself. Venus is an interesting planet because it rotates in the opposite direction to most planets, spinning clockwise on its axis. This means that the sun rises in the west and sets in the east on Venus. So it takes about 243 Earth days to complete one rotation. And the temperature on Venus is hot, 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 hot. And Venus is the second brightest natural object in the sky after the moon. So take advantage of this powerful time. We will not have a solar eclipse in the sign of Libra for 18 years. Capitalize on the number 1, the number 11. These are about quick, fast manifestation. It's a potent time to begin new things, a new opportunity, new roads, leading to a new empowered relationship that you have with yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Astrodology with Astrid. I hope you have a beautiful lunation period, and I will catch you in the next episode of Astrodology with Astrid. To hear a complete download about this lunation, I will go into depth about all the aspects and all of the things that are affecting us during this lunation as I do an overview of what this new moon solar eclipse in Libra has in overall benefits, from numerology to special dates and themes that we should be focused on. And you can catch me on Instagram. I'll do an Instagram live. You can catch me on YouTube. On Instagram, it's Coda Life Goddess, COTALIFEGODDESS, Coda Life Goddess. And on Instagram, I'm the same handle as my podcast, Astrodology with Astrid. Take care, be well, and I'll catch you in the next episode when we talk about the next full moon on deck. Namaste. Thank you for listening to Astrodology. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about it by sharing this program on social media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess or at CodaLife.com. Coda is COTA, Coda Life Goddess or CodaLife.com. Thank you again for listening to Astrodology, and I'll see you next time.